Welcome to a quiet space where your soul can remember what it already knows. You know how sometimes a message just lands and something inside you knows it's time? This might just be one of those times. There are moments when people leave, not as punishment but as part of a wiser, more loving design. Their exit might have stirred confusion, maybe even deep pain. But understand this, their absence is not the end of your story, it's the sacred beginning of something more aligned, something more true. Some souls are not meant to stay forever. They enter for a certain duration, to teach a lesson, to walk beside you for a moment, but now their chapter has closed, and it's time to gently turn the page. Letting go is what we hear from others very often, but is not always easy. The heart holds on. The mind replays moments and questions every silence. But deeper, where the soul quietly listens, it knows this space being created, it's not emptiness, it's preparation for something greater. Yes, their presence may have once brought you joy, but as your path shifted, so did the energy between you. What felt once like home began to feel unfamiliar. What once was a shelter grew into a silent burden. This wasn't random. It wasn't a fleeting mood or misunderstanding. It was not some distant universe pulling strings. The wise teachings reveal that a divine friend residing in your heart guides you gently toward what serves your highest good. This friend who sees your unseen pain stepped in to lift the weight that was never yours to carry. What feels like a loss was, in truth, the loving hand of the eternal guide, preserving your peace and preparing your rise. And yes, doubts came, especially in the lonely, dark night haunting you. Long nights spent in loops of what if and why. Memories that clung to your heart like vines. But even in the ache, a quiet voice whispered, "This was never meant to stay." The journey ahead calls for clarity, not confusion. For love that nourishes, not drains. Sometimes what leaves wasn't taken, it was released by your soul. This letting go isn't surrendering in defeat. It is a sacred practice, choosing freedom over attachment. Ancient wisdom teaches that attachment to fleeting things binds the mind in suffering. You weren't meant to chain yourself to what causes you harm. In realizing you are cutting invisible cords, choosing peace over pain, and stepping into your power. It's like learning to dance in the rain or making lemonade when life gives you lemon. My dear, this is not just self love, it is the disciplined heart of a spiritual warrior. So, the sacred shift began. People who once felt close started to drift away, not through fights or harsh endings, but slowly, like conversations that fade when people grow in different directions. And just like we outgrow old habits, favorite songs, or worn out shoes that once felt perfect, life shifts without asking for permission. That's not a flaw, it's simply how life moves. In fact, there is no such thing as a true loss because every endings carry a lesson, a gift, a hidden meaning. It's on us to look deeper and find it. Nothing in this world stays the same. Friendships, feelings, moments of joy, even disappointments, they all come and go. Like a familiar street you stop walking down, like a favorite cup you no longer reach for, like plans you once made that no longer fit. And just like we don't mourn every chapter we outgrow, you are not meant to hold on to everything or everyone. That was only meant for a season. Because life calls you to anchor yourself, not in the things that change, but in the quiet strength that never does. The part of you that stays steady no matter what comes or goes. Some connections were built on a version of you that no longer exists. Because as you grew, you began aligning with a unique life purpose. And when you do that, certain connections must naturally fall away. It's better to walk your authentic path with imperfections than to live another's life perfectly. Their departure wasn't rejection, it was the universe clearing the way so you could walk your destined path, undistracted, undiluted, undeterred. Perhaps loyalty was tested, silence echoed, the love you once knew grew distant. You may have hoped it could be fixed. You tried, but real healing isn't forcing pieces that no longer fit like tight shoes. It hurts when you keep walking in something too small for your evolving soul. And then came the release. Not all goodbyes are spoken. Some happen in silent spaces between hearts that no longer beat as one. Letting go is not giving up, it is honoring your truth, trusting that love that is whole, not half, not hesitant, holding on delays your blessings, keeps your hands too full to receive what is meant for you. There is no failure in letting go. There is only freedom. There is only healing and a return to your true self. What once looked like loss was divine protection. What seemed a setback was spirit preparing your path. The light that is yours needs room to shine. And so, what no longer aligned lovingly step aside. Your heart may take time to catch up. Old feelings might rise. The mind may wander into what if. Let them, but don't build your life around them. Let go of doubts about your worth, because your worth was never about who stayed or who left. The soul, the real you, is beyond harm. You are not this fragile body or the passing roles you play. You are indestructible, eternal, untouched by the changing tides of life. What got hurt was your temporary self-image, but your true self remains whole, unshaken, undying, and that's where your worth lives. Your soul longs for real love, peace that feels like home, and joy that doesn't demand you shrink. And when you ask for this, the universe, or rather the divine within you, begins to rearrange your life. It may not feel gentle, but it's always wise. Attachments will beg to stay. Old patterns will try to lure you back, but your growth has its own rhythm. And when it's time to rise, nothing can hold you down. Celebrate the space created. This emptiness isn't loneliness, it's sacred preparation. It's where your soul stretches and your destiny takes root. The past cannot carry your future, and the present clears the way. If this message found you, know this shift has already begun. Maybe someone left. The questions may still linger. Breathe. Place your hand on your heart. This change is sacred, not an error, but an unfolding. Healing often comes in quiet. We gain clarity in stillness. Not every ending needs closure. Some souls were never meant to walk your next chapter, and that's perfectly okay. Feel everything. Let the emotions rise and flow. But remember, no loss is final when your soul is still rising. Those meant to stay will stay. Those destined to come are already finding the way. Let the story unfold without rewriting the past. There's no need to rush. Waiting isn't wasted time, it's alignment in motion. Divine timing never fails. What's meant for you will meet you at the right moment. For now, honor the release. Bless it. Let it go. Even nature whispers this wisdom. Trees don't mourn fallen leaves. Rivers don't cling to each ripple. The moon doesn't resist its phases. All things change, and in that change, life breathes anew. There is strength in surrender and courage in peace. If today feels heavy, know it's not the end. It's the wait before the rise, the pause before the breakthrough. Everything is moving in your favor. This journey you are on isn't random. There is a silent orchestration in motion, guided by a loving presence within you. Even when unseen, this divine friend is steering you toward light. Nothing that happens is outside this sacred guidance. Let go of what was never truly yours. Release what kept you small. Let go of doubts that fog your light, because what's meant for you will never harm you. You don't need to chase it. It won't ask you to break yourself to hold it. This is a sacred journey, and every step matters, even the losses, even the pauses, even the unclear days. Trust not blindly, but with deep wisdom. Behind every stillness, doors are quietly opening. Behind every tear, love is quietly arriving. You are not behind, not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be for the light to find you. Every change moves you toward wholeness. Every goodbye invites a new hello. And the next chapter, it's already unfolding, softly, steadily, silently. So if this touched your heart, take a breath. You are not walking alone. You are walking a divine path, and everything falling away is making space for everything about to rise. Thank you for trusting this sacred shift. Something extraordinary is already on its way.